finally found you. I finally found the wrong in you. Hey, hey, hey. I'm trying to decide which way to go. I think I made a wrong turn back there somewhere. Hey, family. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. I don't know what's going on. Why YouTube won't show your Oh, there it is. What's up, Amir, bro? I finally found. What's up, guys? What it is? What's up? Got you in a cut. Oh gosh. How are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, guys, can I tell y'all? I've been crying. I've been crying. I've been crying. I've been crying like all day. And it didn't help because I was already like very emotional because of like, the election and, the vice president of America is a black woman. And then Alex Trebek died. So it's just been an emotional day. So I was trying to like put on some stuff so my eyes won't look puffy because I've been I've been crying. I've been crying. Hey, my loves. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Leo. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Soprano 2. Simply Simone. Oh, gosh. Oh, Stage 4 Indo Fighter, day by day. I love when you're here. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Tracy, I just checked my Instagram and got your message. Absolutely. I will be responding to everybody who inbox me on Instagram. I will be responding to the DMs with, I guess the calling of a moderator for NikkiStar TV. So yeah, I just got it because I wasn't like on my phone, like Instagram like that. Yeah, because it's been a day, but it's good. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy that, Alex Trebek got to, make it to 80. You know what I mean? Good for him. But I felt, I don't know. It was like, I don't know. I didn't know him, but you know what I mean? You feel like you know him. And he was such a good person. I thought so. And when good people pass, it's always hard, especially when there's other ones that could go in their place. Let's tell Triple Shane the devil. And also, I just really felt bad for his children to lose a parent right before the holidays. Ciao. I couldn't imagine. Oh, this is a shirt, Antilles, but thank you. This is actually my holiday errand shirt. Oh. Thank you, Emirio. Oh, Tracy, my VP black, my state is blue. Guys, I don't think, you know what? Because 2020 has been so rough for us, right? I don't think that we're actually taking in what just happened. Like, I don't think we'll be able to take it in until we're like in a much better place. But millennials have lived through history. Me and my friends are just talking about it. I was just like, if you're a millennial, you have lived through some things. Like you lived through decades, not decades, centuries of history in like 20 years. We have been through a lot. We have lived a lot. And I'm just like, I don't think we have all grasped what just happened. Wow. Wow. Hey, Missy B2. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Amber. Hey, basically Brittany. I have to say your name like that. It's just the B's. Big B in the B stands for bands. Hey, Moo Choo Choo. It has been a weekend, guys. We've lived through so much. The fact that we are still standing, let me tell you something. Americans, we can stand strong through just about anything because, baby, we have been tested and tried. LS said someone in Walmart switched the music from Christmas music to Celebration by Kool and the Gang when it was announced. Very Republican part of Atlanta, so I loved it. Oh, SL, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. My first super chat of the night. LS, listen, I saw somebody put up a post and it said, live your life so that when you are live your life in a way that when you are fired from your job, the whole planet won't celebrate your firing. I was so happy with, you know, just the celebrations that was going on, right? But I was like, I thought to myself, how horrible it is that you have oppressed so many people that when you lose your position of power, they celebrate like all over the world. I'm from Philly. I live in LA. Y'all know, I'm transitioning to Atlanta. And just like I was like looking at those key places, the way my city celebrated, the way everybody has been celebrating out here. I was looking at Atlanta from like friends' Insta stories, and just like Wisconsin, everybody was celebrating. Everybody in places you would have never thought. Like, I think what happened was the people who oppose this current regime there were half that were very vocal, and there were others who won't. I think why we saw so many people celebrating is that when it was announced that Biden was officially like, there's no way that homeboy can catch him. Even if he tries to fight this, there's no way, right? So I think when those people who are normally quiet but fighting in silence felt safe enough to express their exuberation and relief, they came out in droves. Droves. It was really just beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see. But I don't think we're grasping what just happened. I don't think we're. I don't think. I don't think. I know we. I know we haven't. I know we haven't. Because there's still so much that we're dealing with. We're still in a pandemic. You know what I mean? We're still like in a terrible recession. Like, everybody's unemployed. People don't have the money. People are stressed and depressed. The holidays are coming up. You know what I mean? Like, it's how are you going to travel? How are you going to get money to give gifts? Like, it's a really difficult time. But I think when we can finally breathe and we are comfortable again, it'll hit us. Simply Simone, I have no idea who's performing at the inauguration. No idea. Is anybody planning on going to the inauguration? I know I'm not. I'm going to Philly. Philly gonna turn up. The first lady is a Philadelphia native child, and not only is she Philly. Okay, that accent is deep, mama. We are going to go crazy. So I want to celebrate that with my family. And my friend who already lives out there in DC was just like, oh, everything's already sold out. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be very crowded and crazy, and we're still going to be in a pandemic. I ain't playing with that. I know, basically, Brittany, it's a lot. Basically, Brittany said, yes, I have been through so much, and I'm only in my 20s. And yes, I love the way you say my name with the B. Big B and the B stands for Brittany. Yes. My little sister and I were talking about this, and she was just like, 4 years of my 20s have been stressful, like so stressful. This is supposed to be like a great time in my life, and I am like constantly stressed and depressed because of what I'm living in. I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry for young people who, especially in your 20s, when it's a refining decade for you. And I'm so sorry that those years, that you had to live through those years. I won't say that he stole them from you, because can't nobody steal nothing from you. But, I am very, very sorry. So sorry. My 20s was with Obama. Baby, it was lit for them 8 years. Baby. Hey, Leo. Afro Glitter Mama. Thank you, Soprano, too. Gracie Ellis is in the building. Soprano, too. She already moved out. Listen, when she saw that Pennsylvania was going for Biden, she was just like, let me pack myself and get the hell out of here. Nope, I didn't even want to be here in the first place. I'm out. I'm not going down with him or that family that don't like me. LS, Paris, London, Germany, India, like everybody. I would hate to be that person where like you lose your job and everybody everybody, the world celebrates your loss of power. How did you live your life? Like how he's not reflecting on that, I don't understand. You about to lose your job. Kamala Harris is just everything. Simply Simone's that first female VP, Black, Indian, Howard alum, and AKA child. She's married to a Jewish man. I don't. Have we ever had a Jewish person in any kind of high office like that? I don't think we have. I don't think we're talking about that. I think we're not discussing that because listen, you don't want to get the Proud Boys no more ammo. But I'm like, not only is he Jewish, he's the second man, like first, second gentleman. Like what? What? America is finally growing up, and we're joining the rest of the world in progressiveness. So, ciao, wow, wow. Hey, Master Junior. Oh, Stella, she absolutely should sue Trump. Oh yes, Tracy. Now virtual inauguration, absolutely. But I'm like, oh no, we still in a panty. There's no way I'm going to be out there. Mm-mm. And it's going to be hella cold. Nah, my blood done thinned since I moved to LA. I'm gonna be in the comfort of my home with my family, watching this and losing my mind when Kamala swears on that Bible. Oh God. Yes, make sure you give your girl some thumbs up when you come in the room. Tracy, I had the best time under Obama. That was such a good 8 years. And I was in my 20s. It was lit. Now I can finally, start to work on getting a life partner and some kids, because I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm having children under this demon. Nope. Let me make sure I'm free before I start breeding on this plantation. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Gracie Ellis said, my daughter is 11 and she just remembers Trump being so mean to Mexicans and her dad from Mexico. She would cry scared that her dad was getting deported. Let me tell you something. Kids know. My best friend, his daughter, he was just like, because he was watching, they were watching everything like we were. And he was just like, the way my child was so elated that man was gone. He was just like, I didn't even know that she could understand everything that was happening. And I'm like, this is the thing, right? Children understand everything. They're just not able to communicate like an adult. You know what I mean? So they don't know how to say, hey, I'm feeling depressed. Like they don't understand that. They don't know how to say, I'm sad because of how dark this man has made my environment. They don't know how to say that, but you can see it in how they act. You can see it in how they respond to things, because he was just like, she was just cheering and happy. And he was like, I had no idea. Because you think as a parent, you protect your child from a lot of things. And he was like, we don't watch him on our TV. We don't talk about him. So I didn't even know that she was aware of all of this. Kids know, guys. They are very smart. They just don't communicate like you because they're not at that age yet. But they're very, very smart. And he was just like, I had no idea. But she was so happy. Kids get it. Kids get it. Hey, Opal. Opal, and I love when you're here. Skiway DD. Yes, I cannot. They are going to show out at that inauguration. I cannot wait. Guys, I'm going to get started. But when I was watching President-elect Joseph Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, when I was watching her acceptance speech, to see all those Black aunties in the audience just crying because they did this. Let me tell you something. Black people showed up in numbers. You know what I mean? Black people got Biden the presidential primary nomination, and they got him, the president position, right? But out of the black people who did this, black mamas, aunties, grandmamas, they put in work. They were the foot soldiers to make this happen. And to just see them so elated. Oh, it's a new day. It's a new season. I had to listen to that today because I've been so freaking emotional. I was doing so well. And then I was on Twitter and I saw Jeopardy say that he passed away today. And I've been so like messed up. Like I said, it's just hard when good people leave. You just don't think it's fair. You don't think that it's fair. Stella, me too. I think Stella says sometimes I don't know if Donald Trump is serious or trolling because I have a hard time believing someone like that exists. It's because you're a good person, because you don't know what that's like. You can't fathom that. That's more you than it is him, because you don't understand. Like, how can you do that to people? You know what I mean? How can you separate children from their parents? There's still over 500 children who were abducted out of ICE, and they can't, like, there's nothing being done about it. They don't know where those kids are. There's grassroots, what is it called? Charities who are like self-funding and, working with donations to help track these children down. We don't know if these kids are sex trafficked. We don't know if they've been given to people, wealthy elites who can't conceive. We don't know. We don't know if they're dead. We don't know if they've been sold for parts. Like, we don't know. We have no idea where those children are. And then not too long ago, remember the nurse who was working at ICE was talking about the forced hysterectomies? Like, how awful. How awful. And we can't, like, you can't fathom doing anything like that. So your thing is like, oh, maybe he's just joking. Because that's easier for you to understand than to understand that somebody's that evil. That's you, not him. Because you can't see, like, you can't believe that somebody would do that. So you're just like, no, he's trolling, he's joking. There's people out there like that. Good people, be on guard. I finally found Nikki Black game, please. What's that? Mock reviews? What is that? Oh, Angela, you can't hurt me. I'm just going to delete your comment and block you from my feed. But yeah, you can't hurt me. God bless. God bless. Blocked and reported. I finally found. Yeah. I'm just not even in that place anymore. We had a moment of some not so nice person, but we're done with them now. Oh, Stacey Abrams did the damn thing, Crystal. She did the damn thing. Every time. Oh, Kaya, the way Native Americans showed out. Oh, and then after Biden was, called or rejected, the next thing I saw was this video of this Native American man doing like his native dances in the street. I think it was in South Dakota. Everybody was like honking their horns and celebrating. He was doing his native dance. And the power that had, my soul, like, I am just in such a, like, I don't know. It's like, I can't explain it, but it's just like, wow. Not at all, Stella. Whatever Stacey Abrams want, that administration has to give her. I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of Black Americans. I'm so proud of Native Americans. I'm so proud of Mexican Americans. Let me tell you something. Those three communities, they band together like the Avengers and saved this world. I know. I'm the same way, Graciela. Graciela said, yes, death is inevitable, but I can't take it. I am selfish and I want them here. Of course you do. You're just so used to him. Yeah, we don't know what happened to those kids. They're unaccounted for. 500, I think 34 children. Just unaccounted for. Whoo! I tell you, I don't ever want to get into politics. Yeah, Graciela, it's like a combination. It's a combination of like being extremely happy that at least a weight was lifted and some darkness has subsided, but then being also very sad because of what you endured for those 4 years. That's another thing I don't think that a lot of people realize is that we basically have been tormented daily. So many marginalized communities have been living in absolute fear. And to have at least that one like flash of a sign on your TV that says President Biden, what a relief that was. Because at least for a moment in time, 4 years or so, hopefully he gets another 4 years, but at least you feel like the torment is going to leave. So that's why everybody was celebrating, because so many marginalized communities were living in absolute fear. Absolute fear. Black Lavender is here. I got your message too, Black Lavender. I will be reaching out to you. Mel Fitness is here. Yes. Oh, yes, Crystal. I love that Avengers video. I know. Same, Crystal. I just took a breath. And I breathed a sigh of relief and like everything, tears. Like, we're all going to look so different. We're all going to, like, our faces are going to be brighter. The world is going to really change. Yep, Missy B2. And that bullies match was all of us. All the marginalized communities that lived in fear said, okay, well, you know what? I got an opportunity to get out of this. Let's link up. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, my notes are here today, guys. My notes are here. If you've been, oh my gosh, I took my my cushion away and I like jumped so far down. But if you've been here for my last 3 lives, you know that my phone has been acting a fool because Apple dropped that iPhone 12, and so now this phone is acting like it don't want to work. But no, we're not getting a new one. What did I tell y'all? 15 years. 15 years. I'll be at my son's graduation. And then I'm gonna be like, you know what? I need a new phone because I want to take nice pictures of my baby as he gets his cap and gown. Yes, me too, Whitney. I got a great night's sleep. Yep, look at us. Look at us bonding over all that pain we went through for 4 years. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful and sad all at the same damn time. Oh gosh. I love that you guys bond and like are friends outside of this. And I don't know. I just love that. I love it. I love it. Why not? Why not make this a community where, friends are made? Why not? Why not? What time is it? Let's go, family. Let's go. Oh, where's my thing at? I finally found. I finally found one in you. I finally found the wrong in. Got nothing but love for everyone. That's right. Black Lavender said, address me right. Oh, God. Oh, thank you, Missy B2. Thank you, my love. Anyway, if yous are here, I'm about to be mad Philly now that we got a Philly first lady. So if yous are here, but just for the review, just for the review. What do I normally say after that? I forgot my line. So if yous are here just for the review, I'm here to let you know the review starts. Oh, damn it, I'm about to push the super chat. The review starts now. No. That was the wrong one. The review starts now. I don't know who was here when I did my when I was doing my Instagram and I kept on messing up. Ciao. Thanks, Black Lavender. Okay, real quick, a little in-house news. I'm going to change up the lives just a little bit because I feel like there's so much that we talk about and we just don't get enough time because we spent the majority of the time on one other subject. So what I'm going to do throughout the week is just first I'm going to put up a poll and I'm going to see what you guys want to talk about, and then each live will be dedicated to that so that we can have the conversation that we want without trying to rush it because we're talking about what's happening in the review, because I think that would be nice to separate them so that we can have enough time to talk about everything. Anyway, y'all know how we do. Moderators. Oh, hold on. Why did they hide with you? Oh, basically, Brittany, YouTube won't let me post your comment because it's that little curse. Next time, write sugar, honey, iced tea. But Brittany, Brittany, I will say what you said. I will, say what you wrote. Basically, Brittany said, every time I think about Biden winning, I think about the waiting to exhale part where Angela Bassett said, get your ass and burn down that car. That's right. New beginnings are here. I love y'all. So you guys know how this goes. For the remainder of the time, for like the first 30 minutes or so, when I start the review, I'm going to talk about my notes and what, I thought about the episode. And then after that, I'll address your comments and we can, talk about, what happened in the episode. Also, if you send a super chat and I don't call it out, I am not ignoring you. It is absolutely okay for everybody in the chat, like when I'm done the review, because I won't be looking over here. It is absolutely okay. I welcome it for everybody in the chat to be like, Nikki, you missed this person. You know what I mean? So I have no problem with that because I don't want to miss, acknowledging, what somebody did. Ciao. As soon as I start my live, they start rearranging furniture. Anyway, Brittany and Yazan. So, y'all know I love Brittany and Yazan, right? And the thing I love about Brittany and Yazan is that this couple, their fights, right? Like they don't fight in a way where the other is trying to, respond to their partner who is from a different culture in a cultural way that they can understand. Like they don't do that. You know what I mean? So we see Brittany and Yazan like constantly getting into it during this episode. And the thing that always it's not funny watching people argue, like a couple argue because they're going through something. But the thing that always gets me is how, Brittany is responding to him and how he's responding to her, because she's on the phone with him and she's just like, and we're like, yo, and we're whatever, boy, bye. I'm like, he is not American and he is not Black. Like, I'm like, how do you think he's going to feel? But you know what? I guess Yazan he's used to being called an N-word by Brittany because he never flinched. Every time she called him the N-word, he was like, halas. So they just, I don't know. It's just so odd to me the way they argue. I'm just like, this is not a Black American man, but you're dealing with him like he is one, like he gets your cultural cues. And it's the same with Yazan. Like when he, because he says that he was upset with Brittany because he crashed his car. And he said that what he wanted from her was to be like, oh, I'm paraphrasing or I'm adding stuff in because I don't quite remember it. But he said he wanted her to say, oh, sweetie, Allah is weeping or something, like Allah is really sad. And the way what he wanted her to say, I'm just like, that isn't normal for a Black American woman to say, who is not Muslim, to say to her partner when something terrible happens. So the fact that you were expecting that from a Black American woman who is Christian, it just doesn't make any sense. It really, really doesn't. I think this couple has love for each other. I think this couple can work, like I said, in America, but I also think they communicate with each other terribly. The communication is not there, which is why they constantly argue because they don't discuss anything until they're each fed up. Yazan in particular, like he'll go in these blocks of times where it's, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I love you, baby. I want to marry you, baby. You're so amazing. You're so amazing. Then, things start to happen and he gets upset, but he doesn't say it. He just, oh, baby, why you make me so, oh, baby, I love you. Oh, baby, you're so sweet. You're so beautiful, baby. But he's actually pissed off. And he's not saying anything till something happens where he like crashes his car. And then all of a sudden, everything comes out. I left my family for you. My family doesn't want me. They rejected me. I'm out of my father's home. I'm working really hard. I'm working this long time to get you all of these things. And Brittany's just like, what is going on? Because I had no idea that you felt this way until you crashed your car. He'd been feeling like that, but he doesn't say that to her. And then she has issues. She won't say it to him. She'll only say it when he gets upset. So then it's like, oh, no, N-word. Now I told you N-word. Like, so weird. It's so weird, but it's so entertaining to watch. Like I told you guys, I would watch a show of this couple just trying to figure out this relationship in America. I don't think it'll work out in Jordan. I really, really don't. I think this couple will work better with like a spinoff where Yazan is a fish out of water and they are, trying to make this relationship work on like the south side of Chicago. It's such a perfect sitcom for like NBC. It's such a perfect sitcom. Like I could watch them all day, but not in Jordan, in America. I just think I think the relationship will be challenged in different ways that are not so, where not so much is at stake. That's why it's such a frustration there, because so much is at stake for this couple in Jordan. They won't have the same stakes in America. It'll just be more communicating and, trying to blend these cultures. But I think it will be more comical and more enjoyable to watch if they were in America. Hopefully she can get him to the United States. I think Yazan wants that as well. And I think it'll work. But I do not see this couple working in Jordan. And before I go on, Anika T sent your girl a super chat. Anika T said, so glad I caught your live. I don't even watch the show. I only watch your reviews. LOL. Love from Delaware. Anika, I know Delaware is lit. Thank you so much for the super chat, sis. I wish I was in Delaware right now. I know it's lit. So yeah, I like them, but I just don't see this relationship being able to work because Yazan gives me that he's this conservative Muslim man in Jordan. I don't think he'll be the same way in America. I don't think he'll hold true to the same beliefs. I'm not saying that he won't, that he'll, abandon his faith. I don't think that at all. I think he is a proud Muslim man and he loves his whole being. He loves being a Muslim man from Jordan. I don't think he'll change that. But I think if he wasn't under his conservative family's thumb, he'd be a much different person. He'd be a lot more fun and he'd be the guy that Brittany fell in love with. I think that's what's going on here. He's not the same person. He's not the same person when his family is around. So her frustration, and she even said it on her Instagram, is that all of a sudden we start doing the show and everything changes. Like I never said that I was converting to Islam. I said that I would learn about it, but I never said that I would convert to Islam. I never told him that I would marry him right away. And he knew that before I even met his parents. And he told me that they weren't even expecting marriage right away. I get to Jordan and all of a sudden I have to convert to Islam and I have to marry him within a week. I get her being upset. It doesn't make sense to me. And I kind of believe her because Yazan talks out of two sides of his mouth when it's concerning Brittany and his family. So I believe her. I really, 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 really do. But again, I also think that he has to, not only does he have to grow up, and I think that's his issue, right? I think that Yazan was comfortable not being under his father's thumb, but comfortable with his father's financial support, right? He had a job, he lived with them, probably had a family car that everybody shared. It was comfortable and it was easy. Now that you're trying to be somebody's husband and a husband to an American woman, things have to change because she needs these things to be happy. And I think he's trying to, or hoping that she, comes over to his side of things and, becomes comfortable with less. And that's just not the case. She wanted these things. You knew that, and you still pursued her, and you made her believe that you were going to give her these things. I think that he was just very comfortable with his lifestyle. And I think when he had to become independent, and start doing things on his own, he became very frustrated because he was living out of his comfort. But my thing is, if you want to be, somebody's husband, if you're trying to lead a home, you want the work, you want to provide. Sometimes it's not going to be comfortable being the sole provider. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not always going to be comfortable being a husband, provider, protector, leader. That's a tough job. But you want her and you want to marry her. This is what you have to do. And if you can't handle it, I'd rather you break up with her than verbally abuse this woman every time you get frustrated. Because it's very weird to watch him love on her and then to see him get frustrated and just start tearing her down. Because we have watched Yazan several times reduce Brittany to tears. Now, I think a lot of us, not a lot, some of us were able to take that in because Brittany wasn't being honest. And, it seemed like she was using this show as an opportunity. So it was just, you couldn't really, not say feel for her, but it just, you felt like she was scamming. So, you don't give so much sympathy because it's just like you're putting yourself in a situation for, fame. That still may be true. But I have come to believe that this is actually a relationship and there is actually love there. And I do not like seeing her cry all the time because she came out here to see him. And when she was in the car after she got off the phone with him, the girl was crying and she just made the decision, oh, I'm not going to see him. Like I'm not gonna be with him. I'm not going to be with the man that treats me like that. And honestly, I couldn't get mad at her. And I honestly believe, Brittany, you saw him at the airport. You saw him. And how I know Brittany saw him at the airport, when she got in the car, she was grinning from ear to ear and she was trying so hard to not show it. She got in the car, braids. And the producer's just like, so you're just like not going to see him at all? And she's just like, no, I'm going to have my girlfriend here and we're going to hang out and we're going to have a good time. No, that N-word going to treat me right next time. So like, that's where she was at with it. So I knew that she would like eventually start feeling for him again. But in this moment, she was being petty. Like, girl, you saw him and you walked right by him because you knew that would make that man crazy. Oh, women, we are messy when we want to be. We know what to do to get up under their skin. And this is the thing, Yazan, you learned a very hard lesson. You learned the very hard lesson at the airport. And the lesson that you learned. And with this lesson, you're going to have to get used to this kind of behavior. Because, brother, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. Because I am it and I've done it. And it's just how it is. Black women are petty. Petty, petty, petty. Oh, Yazan, she gonna make you feel this. She gonna make you feel this. Black women are the authors of petty. There is nobody in this world pettier than an old Black church mother. You will never out petty a sister. It won't happen. It won't happen. That girl knew with this little crop top with the girls just a swinging with your way, stomach out, fitted sweatpants, braids all down. He probably told her that he loved it when she wear box braids. Let me tell you something. Black men don't really like the box braids, but non-Black men love when you wear some box braids. I don't know what that is. What that is. They love, when you wear the box braids and you do the little flicking with the hoops. I don't know what that is, but just to let you know, keep that up. Oh, Angie, what's up? Angie is in the building. Hey, Angie. Angie said, Nikki Pooh, you are killing me. Lives on the Sabbath and then late at night. I am going to be tired working tomorrow, but you are worth it. Angie, I love you. Thank you so much for the super chat. So she knew what she was doing because she know what he like. So when we saw the B-roll of her walking, she was walking out of the airport knowing good and well that she saw that man watching her. Petty. You're going to have to get used to it. You're going to have to get used to it, and you're going to have to learn how to work through that. Because that's just, it's in our DNA. It is what it is. Like, we come out being petty, even as kids. So it is what it is. You're just going to have to understand that and learn how to work with that and know that when she's being petty, you messed up. She'll give you a chance. She'll let you fix it. But then she'll get to the point where it's just like, you know what? You're going to have to learn. And this is how we're going to do it. Let me walk by you in the airport, knowing that you're staring at me, looking sickening, putting a little extra bump in a walk, because I know you miss me. And get into that taxi like, I don't see you. And not answer your calls until I feel like it. Make you go crazy. See? She gonna make you feel this. And he actually did feel it. He actually did feel it in that episode. Just calling her, Brittany, why you do this to me? Why you do this to me? I will say this. I love Brittany's friend. The one with the aggressive eyebrows who came to visit her. I love her. I think she gives her friend good advice. And she was really, in the confessional, she was just like, Brittany is being extra. Brittany's being very, very extra. She loves this guy like they love each other. And they just have to basically grow up and talk about their issues. But I love that she didn't say it to our face, but, I love that she called out, her friends wrong in that as well, because a girlfriend will defend her friend. But, in private, we'll be like, okay, girl, you were wrong. So you have to fix that. So I loved how she wasn't overbearing. She wasn't pressuring her. She wasn't making her feel bad. But she was telling her friend, yo, you got to fix this. You really, really do have to fix this. She was just like, I came here to meet him, basically to see if he was, good enough to date my friend. And now, I spent 15 hours on a flight. I'm thinking you and Yazan is coming to pick me up. And I'm sitting here in your hotel room listening to you two fight. Now, I know how you talked about him. I know what you told me about him. I know how he makes you feel because I see a difference in you when you two are good. Fix this. And she was just very encouraging in how she did it. And she gave her great advice and she steered her friend in the right direction. That's a good friend to have. That is a really good friend to have, even though, because she knew Brittany was wrong and she told her that she was in a nice way. But Brittany was doing too much. Like she was putting so much on that phone with him. And word, please. And word, please. Right? Like he's from Jordan, Brittany. Like the mannerisms. What are you doing? I'm not saying don't be yourself, right? But we all know that you talk to different people a different way in your life. You know what I mean? You talk to your mama different. You talk to your sisters different. You talk to your girlfriend. Your girlfriend's different, right? You talk to your boss different. You talk to your man a little different. But this is your man who is like not American, not even your same culture. And you were just boy, bye. He don't get that. He doesn't get it, but he still wants it. Like all this stuff that she was saying to him. I'm like, she has called you the N-word 3 times in this one conversation alone, and you have not flinched. Yazan, does she always say this to you? Because he was just so comfortable being called that. And I would think that a man of a different culture would be like, oh, that's a little ouch. Not like it stings me because that's what I've, heard in a negative way towards myself. But it's just like, why would you call me that? I would think that if I wasn't Black, right? Especially Black American, and somebody said that to me, I wouldn't know how to interpret it. I wouldn't know if it was endearment or if it was like negative, or if I would be so confused with how to receive it. I would be sitting there sweating like, should I be like, yeah, I am an N-word? Or should I be like, oh, you shouldn't say that, but you are Black? I would be so confused But Brittany wasn't, and Yazan didn't flinch. This is their relationship. This is their relationship. This Muslim man from a conservative family in Jordan, and it's a roundaway girl from Chicago. Guys, this is a sitcom. This relationship is a sitcom, and I want to see it. I want to see it. TLC, give him a spinoff. Brittany and Yazan does Chicago. I want to see it. I want to see it. So now it's a girls' trip in Jordan. I don't like, listen, I'm not saying you can't have a girls' trip in Jordan, but I'm like, the kind of girls' trip they were acting like they were going to have didn't work out that way. So Brittany and her friend go to the market or whatever to just like look around. I will say Brittany has been to Jordan a few times because she was giving her friend a tour. Oh, this is where Yazan took me. Oh yeah, we went here too. Oh, this is the neighborhood that he stay in. Damn, how long have you been there? Well, you can recognize the neighborhood just like that. And she was understanding, what is I don't know what the language is. I don't want to be American and say Middle Eastern, like Arabic. Is it Arabic? She could understand, Yazan's language, the language of the land, the written language of the land. She could read signs. When a guy told her that she was like living in sin, she responded back, Akbala too. Ho, like she knew everything. So I'm like, how many times have you visited this dude? Well, you just picked it. You know what I just thought about? I'm gonna go back to this thought, but I just thought about this. Kenneth, if you're watching this show, you should feel like trash. Brittany is basically Jordanian, okay? She knew everything. And I'm like, how long have you been there? How many times have you been there? I will say that she is really taking in Yazan's culture and learning it, not being ignorant, just being like, oh, I don't understand. You gotta explain it to me. She's not doing any of that. She is really learning. How long have they been together? I did not know they were this invested. She knew everything. Really impressed, Brittany. Really impressed. Also, I don't think it was fake. I do think that the guy called her, said the sin thing to her. But Brittany, if you've been there this many times, you didn't need to have them titties out like that. You knew good and well you were going to, probably get a comment or two. Now, this is where I feel like TLC be playing me, right? Because Brittany and her friend are just like, oh my goodness, they're looking at us. Oh my God, this is uncomfortable. Because we're American and because we're Black and we're tall. No. These Black women dressed like you just stepped off the set of Working Girl in 1981. You got these box braids, all this freaking makeup, and a camera crew following you, and the girls are out. So people gonna look. Everybody is going to look and be like, well, what is this? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine you're just you over there shopping in Kroger's. I love Kroger's in Atlanta. You're shopping in Kroger's, and next thing you know, these girls with these working girl outfits starts walking in the market with a camera crew. I'm gonna be like, oh, what's going on? Let me see what they're filming. You know what I mean? That just makes sense. That makes sense. So I don't think the people were like discriminating against them and making them feel uncomfortable. Stop it. I hate when they do that. I hate when they give this American perspective to a foreign country when they travel there. It's so ignorant because you're assuming and you don't know. Now, do I think that man said that to her? Yes. But you knew where you was at. You know the language. You know the areas. You know how to speak it. You understand it. So you knew what you were doing, Brittany. That I did not like that. I did not like that because I just feel like the show does this a lot because again, this show is edited and crafted for Americans. So they much rather make it seem like these poor, inferior countries are the bad guys. Because that's the American perspective we get. And they feel like it'll be easier for their audience to digest that than to just be very transparent and just be like, oh, well, we obviously do not look like everybody and we have a freaking camera crew. You can break the fourth wall and make sense. I'd rather you break the fourth wall and make sense than pander to American audience this ignorant idea of foreign countries, especially brown foreign countries. That gets me to America, like foreign countries to America. So I didn't, that part, rubbed me the right way, rubbed me the wrong way. So anyway, Brittany and her friend go to this bar with these extras in the bar who looked completely uncomfortable. Like nobody was drinking, they were just sitting there like, when am I going to get this $75 that they paying me for this scene? Like they just looked very uncomfortable because they didn't know what was going to happen, right? So Brittany and her friend are in the bar and they're drinking or whatever. And her friend is giving her sage advice about Yazan. And then she's just like, you know what, girl? You're right. You're right, girl. Let me call this N-word. Yeah, it's just so weird. So weird that you call this man the N-word so many times. He like doesn't flinch. He's used to it. He probably thinks that that's his name. Anyway, so she calls him, and I guess Yazan was looking good to her because she was like, and she also has been drinking. You put a pin in this. Let's talk. Because she was just like, when she was talking to her girlfriend, she was just like, girl, you know I'm supposed to be staying with him, right? I was going to be staying in his apartment. You was going to be staying at the conservative virgin's apartment? What? See, when you lie like this, you have to, you got to write down notes before you go on camera so that you can be consistent and not go off script, because there's no way, especially Brittany, listen, I don't know you, but I know what you wear to bed. No shade, but I know it's mad hoish. So I know that you are in something, tight, see-through, high cut, you know what I mean? Low cut. I know what you wear to bed. Listen, make them chicks on P-Valley look like nuns. So there's no way that you are staying in this man's apartment dressing the way you gonna be dressing. And y'all not having sex. Listen, play checkers. Not me. Especially if Yazan is supposed to be this virgin. There's no way he's resisting you. There's no way. Especially now that he's frustrated, so his guard is down. There's no way. No, yeah, because Yazan is a virgin. Anally, probably. You know what I mean? That's it. But any other way, he has tested the waters. That's why he's so freaking crazy. You done got that boy turned out and messed up. Because when she said that, I said, you staying in his apartment? I'm supposed to be staying with him. I told you, he also stayed at that apartment because remember the first apartment that he got her? And she was like, so, you staying? And I was like, oh, no, baby, stop it. I had to leave. He said he had to leave because the camera crew was there. You're not going to tell me he ain't circled back around and give her some welcome home sex. Stop it. So anyway, he calls. She FaceTimes him, and I guess he was looking good because she was just like, I can't stay mad at you because you look so good. And so Yazan's like, oh, baby, I mean, this is a sitcom. You know what? If they don't give them their spinoff, I'm just going to write this sitcom. I'm just going to write it because I want to see it. Oh, baby, you're so beautiful, baby. Oh, I miss you. I want to see you, baby. I want to see you. So she's like, okay, well, come pick me up. I'm at the bar. So we don't see what happens next week, but it seems like Yazan is going to be a bit frustrated with Brittany because she's drinking. And listen, I'm not going to be mad at Yazan, right? I think for any man that picks up his girlfriend and her friends who have been drinking, either it be a bar, a birthday party, a brunch, it's hell for them. The women are loud, horny. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with when you're a dude and you're sober. You know what I mean? When you're not drunk or whatever, they're just going to be a mess They're going to be a mess, and he much rather just see Brittany. So if he's upset, I'm not going to be mad at him. I can't see any dude in that situation, not getting frustrated. But I will say this. When Brittany was talking to her friend, this is why I said her friend is such a good friend. Her friend was just like, see how you changed when you started speaking to him? You have to fix this. You have to fix this. And she was like, there's something there that you have to salvage. And Brittany's like, no, don't say that because I want to be mad at him. I want to be mad at him. We all do that. I related to that so much. But that's why it's so important to have good friends, because she called her out on that. And she was just like, this is not good. This is not good behavior. You have to fix this. Listen, although the eyebrows are aggressive, we've all had a stage. I like her. I think she's a really, really good friend to Brittany. Really, really are. Really, really is. So we'll see what happens with this couple next week. And the last thing that I will say, and Brittany, this is no shade. I'm being mad honest, right? I'm giving you tips. Tips that's going to make you a lot of money. Next season, it will financially benefit you to invest in a makeup artist, a hairstylist, and a fashion stylist. Here is why. Your makeup, I can't find any other words. It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible. You look embalmed. I mean, sis, you are serving funeral home. Listen, I don't think it's because you applied it poorly. I say this all the time. Your makeup can look good in your Snapchat filters, on your little Instagram photos, your little iPhone photos, in the daylight when you're taking it with your pictures or doing a little video. You get under them them expensive HD cameras with those like really, expensive and clear, crisp lenses. You will not look your best. I always say that. I just because how you apply everyday makeup, it's not the same for how you apply TV makeup. The methods are so different. You have to contour differently. You have to you got to apply your concealer in different places. You have to the setting spray that you use. Everything is affected by that. The first layer that you put on, the primer, is very important. The foundation is very important. The setting powder is very important because they pick up light in different places, especially when you're being professionally lit. No shade. You might look good on Instagram with this same beat on HD cameras, funeral home. Rest in peace, mama. Rest in peace. It will benefit you so well, mama, if you invest in a makeup artist, a hairstylist, and a fashion stylist. Because you have to realize this is a reality TV show. This show, for however long you are on our TV, is an advertisement for you. You want to be the one that is high on the demand list for talent for the show when they want appearances. You want to be the one that brands look at to build relationships with you for clothing, for hair, for makeup. You want to be able to flip this opportunity because you don't know when it's going to come around ever again. And also, let's be real, woman to woman, you don't want to look like this on TV. Because this scene of her in the bar, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's giving Jigsaw. It's giving Jigsaw because of where the powder was sitting. Now it probably looked good on your iPhone, not on not on those HD cameras, not under those HD lights. No, mama. It was just like it was circling right here, right circles right here. So Jigsaw, mama, I'm real talk, girl. Invest in that. You want to be the most highly sought out person from this season. You really, really do. You can make a good coin off of this if you invest properly. Oh my God, you start getting some good wigs that look believable. Because something is wrong with the glue you're using. Because it crumbles around here. Whatever glue you're using crumbles around the hairline, and it makes it look like you got a like an infection or like a lobotomy, and you're trying to cover up the scar. It's not working. It's not working. It will really benefit you to just invest in your look. Again, not saying that it's bad, but HD cameras will expose you. HD cameras are like are the Joey Greco of like cameras. They expose everything that you thought you had covered. You know what I mean? You probably concealed. That's it. Oh, I can't see it. You're taking pictures, you're doing close-ups, and magnifying glass mirror. You know what I mean? You're zooming in on the picture you took, and you can't see the zit. Oh no, baby. You get under an HD camera, it shows the zit, it shows the pus, it shows the black kids, it shows the indentation when you tried to like bust it and forgot. They expose it shows your mustache. Mama, invest in yourself, and you will be so popular on this show, and you will get additional coin to the point where you build your celebrity and reality TV. Then other TV shows are requesting you. Marriage Boot Camp is requesting you. You say what you want about Marriage Boot Camp, but they got a nice little coin because they always getting them celebrities, and those celebrities ain't cheap. So sis, I'm telling you, really invest in yourself, and you will come out of this making more money than any other person on this show, except for in this franchise, except for Angela. Talk to Angela. I don't know how nice she's going to be, but that woman knows how to get money from this opportunity. She knows how to flip that coin. That's why Michael ain't going nowhere. Anyway, let's move on to Jenny and Summit. Oh, Jenny and Summit, please. I was screaming at my TV. And if you watch, if you're a fan of Tiffany Pollard, Miss New York, and Flavor of Love, and I Love New York, if you watch all those shows, you know what this means. I was watching this show, and I was watching the Jenny and Summit scenes, and I just kept on saying over and over again, hang it up, Delicious. You look like a man. I was saying it over and over and over again because Jenny and Summit just need to hang it up. Hang it up. This ring ceremony is not happening. Nobody's showing up. Nobody's showing up, and nobody is on your side. Let it go. You have literally, or not literally, or quite possibly destroyed this woman's life by not only cheating on her on national TV with a white woman who was elderly. That woman is going through it. She's going through it in her town. She's getting dragged in group chats. She is going through it and possibly won't be married ever again because she got this stain of divorce on her, which is like considered a stain where you guys are from. For the women, the men can always, in every culture, the men can always bounce back, but not the women. You guys are not liked. I don't know how they don't get this. They meet with people, and people are just like, well, you pursued this relationship when you were married, and you're making your parents who are elderly and don't have a lot of money pay for it, and they're pay for your divorce, and they're borrowing from places. They're probably going to die in debt because of this share of a marriage. And their takeaway from that is, why won't everybody just open their eyes and come into the future? We're in love. You're a side chick at 70. You're a side chick. No, nobody ever. You know what? I was about to lie. I was about to say nobody ever roots for the side chick. Listen, it wasn't me. I was Team Jennifer. But let's be very clear. Find yourself in this comment. A lot of you guys were rooting. You were rooting for Angelina Jolie. I was disgusted. A lot of people were just like, well, you know what? I go for Angelina too. I was just like, No, she is the side chick. I don't care that, she got all these children from different places in a nation. She's the United Nations of moms. I don't care. She was a side chick. And a lot of y'all were rooting for her. I hope you repented. I ain't that girl. So I think that maybe Jenny thought that she was Angelina Jolie in this situation, but honey, you could never. Listen, I will say, although I wasn't rooting for her as a side chick, mother is bad. Mother is bad. So no, I can't. I'm not. Y'all not gonna pull me down that road. But I don't know why they don't get that they're not liked. I don't understand why they keep on trying to force people to understand that this is love. It's a real love. Okay, you still ruin somebody's life. Like the fact that I think because they try to make the ex-wife the bad guy, and nothing that they have given us makes us look at her that way. It just makes them look even worse. So I'm just hang it up, delicious. This ring ceremony ain't happening because next week we're going to see this couple tell Summit's brother and his wife that they're going to do the ring ceremony. Do you think that my parents will show up? No, fool. They're not showing up. They told you no. How many times do your parents have to say no? It's not happening. The town isn't coming. Your brother isn't coming. Nobody's coming to this ring ceremony. I don't even think it'll be approved. Doesn't the families have to approve this? Ciao. So right after all this ring ceremony talk, we get scenes of Summit going out to get food. He has a mask on. So we know where this is going. Like we're not traumatized enough. I understand that these shows have to explain, why things are a little choppy, why there's a delay in certain things because of COVID. And I get that they have to take us through it. But man, we've been in this thing since March. I was just like, I don't, please. I don't want a COVID storyline. I get it. I know that's what you guys are living. I'm just so worn down by this pandemic. I'm just not interested. I checked out of that whole scene. I checked out of them playing games together. We're just trying to make it work. Quarantine for 14 days. We're in a red area. We can't go anywhere. Whew. Before I move on, I do want to say this as well. I'm so glad that my mom is just bad, but not stressful. Like my mom don't listen. I'm telling you, I have a 60-year-old child. She just does not listen. I don't know how we're switching roles. It's so weird. It's so weird. She just doesn't listen. I'm always like, stop, sit, no, get out. Like I'm ready for motherhood because I'm raising a 60-year-old woman. I can take that, right? You know what I mean? She's just bad. She's just bad. And, you got to chastise. So I can take that, right? Jenny, I feel so sorry for her kids. The stress that this woman puts on her children is so unfair because her daughter is talking to her mom through Zoom because her mother is in India in a red zone with this scammer who catfished her and was married. And the family of the ex-wife came to his place to jump her and kidnap him. And she called them with that. So now the girl is talking to her mom, who she can't get to, and she's just full of tears. And she's like, oh, don't you cry. Don't do it, because you're going to make me cry. What a stressful parent you are. I'm just imagining what this girl is feeling, talking to her mother, who is, not only is she in a place where she can't get to her because the borders are closed off, her visa is expiring, she don't know if she can leave or get back in. Drama, right? But also her mother is older. So she's compromised. She's immune compromised in some kind of way. And it's just so sad. Every time this girl talks to her mom, she's in tears. Like, why are you making this girl cry so much? She's such a stressful parent. Oh, thank God. I'd rather deal with a mother that don't listen than a mother that make me lose my edges every damn day. A mess. A mess. What else do I have to say about this couple? Nothing. Moving on. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say about Ariella and Binion. Ariella and Benny. So I'm gonna talk a little different today because I know I'm Team Ari. I have been for a while. Today that has changed. Poor Benny. Poor Benny. He's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So Benny, again, you thought he would have learned, got another white American woman from privilege and money knocked up. And he's doing everything he can to please her and keep her here because one, I believe that he loves her, and two, she has his child who he loves, and he doesn't want her to take him away to America where he can't get to. So he just does everything that she wants him to do. So at first, Ari is complaining, I can't live in this. I can't live here. I cannot live. I can't use that bathroom. I can't do this. I understood because I was just like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that either. I got it, right? So you say that you can't live in this home where he says that that's what he can afford, right? You're not okay with it. Understandable. So you move to something more expensive. He's stressing out because he doesn't know if he can afford it because you're not working. You're not going to ask your parents for money. He probably, as a man, doesn't want you to, or maybe he does. And so he's doing what he has to do. He has to provide. So he's doing all of these jobs. Listen, I think that, and as an artist myself, I think that Binion needs to get like a real survival job. Always do your art. You know what I mean? Don't let that go. But you can't just solely rely on that when it hasn't been financially beneficial for you when you were just single. When it was just you, it wasn't a lot of money. So why do you think that's going to provide for an entire family? I don't get it. I'm not saying to let your dreams go. Pursue your passion, but get a survival job. That's where he goes wrong with me. But at least the dude is trying. He's picking up all these shifts. He's picking up other jobs. Like he's trying to provide for her. She got a problem with that. Now she's mad that he spends so much time working. Well, he has to provide. So you want him to be laid up with you, and then the next thing you know, you, Benny, and the baby is evicted. And then you're crying and beating him up because you don't want to live in this situation. So let the man work. Let him work so you can spend all the time with your baby. Like, let him provide. Like, you can't. Listen, y'all know I'm team woman. Rarely am I on the men's side. But I have to. I got to be on Benny's side because this isn't fair. He has to please you because one, he loves you, but also he's doing it out of fear, right? We really have to tell the truth and shame the devil about this situation. When she says jump, he says how high because he doesn't want her to take his son out of the country where he can't get to him. That is very true. And she knows that. So she knows when she gets frustrated and she pushes that little button and she tells him that, if things don't change, she's going to leave. She knows exactly what she's doing. So because of that, he's working and he's doing the best he can. You're not happy with that. And I'm just thinking, I'm working on all these jobs, right? Trying to provide for somebody who wasn't happy with what I could provide and still, spend time with them. They weren't happy with that. So I, got rid of our time and I put the time that I would be hanging out with you, I put it into work to make you happy. And then I come home and you're still not happy. I don't know how long I will stay. I really don't know because I'm like, the dude is damned if you do, damned if you don't. He just can't please you. He cannot please you. And then we have this scene. One, I feel like the show watches my reviews and does stuff to mess with me internally. I feel like TLC is doing psychological warfare on my mind. They're trying to traumatize me because there is absolutely no reason why this scene with Binion and Ari had to be in the bathroom where he's fixing a freaking toilet. So, I didn't see anything. As soon as the camera walked into the bathroom, I'm like, this scene is not going to be in the bathroom, is it? And then the camera, panned down to the toilet and then the brown stuff. I said, oh, I'm out. So I didn't watch this scene. I don't know what her mannerisms were. It was all audio for me. So I'm listening and as I'm listening to Ari nag Binion, it went from them having a good time laughing, chuckling about her parents coming, and then we go to the confessional. I have something to tell Benny, and I don't want to tell him, but I have to. So it goes from him having a good time to her then saying, well, I'm not, like, it just switched so quick. I'm not happy with, the situation. You're going all the time. You're at work all the time. I don't know what you're doing. What switched? You seem like you were having a really good time. I did look up towards the end of the scene where she grabbed his phone because I saw that preview, so I knew it wasn't going to be toilet. I did see her grab his phone. I will say this. Benny, I think you're cheating or doing something that you shouldn't do. Because when Ari was talking to him about the phone, and she was like, let me see the phone. If there's nothing to be worried that I have to be worried about, let me see your phone. As soon as she said, let me see your phone, Benyon was like this. Oh, no, okay, wait, just wait. No, I give it to you. Hold on. I said, what are you deleting? What are you moving around? Ari, I couldn't get with her this episode, but I agreed with her in that moment. I would feel that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing if when I ask you, you tell me everything's okay, and I say, let me see your phone, and before you give me your phone, you're mass deleting. Just delete. He was going crazy. Then he gave her the phone, and he was sitting there. No, I did nothing. I said, Benny, you haven't learned. You have learned nothing. You still would be with your first wife and your child together if you weren't a little cheater. No, you're not a little cheater. I understood Ari's suspicions that way, but I'm just saying, Ari, you don't got to do all that. What if I just called everyone and said, why are you calling my man? Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. You never look good. You never look good. You look irrational to your man, and you look like a whole dummy to the girls that he's texting, because what's going to happen? You're going to, call, leave a voicemail. The next thing you know, it's going to be on Twitter. And the girl is going to be like, yo, look what this white woman sent me. And then it's going to be a whole thread dragging white American women, and it's going to go viral, and you're going to feel like an idiot because that voicemail is going to live on the internet forever. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl that's getting dragged in the chats over a dude that you shouldn't be crying over. Don't be the dude that. Don't be the girl that goes viral on Twitter for your deranged voicemails to every woman in your man's phone. Don't do it. Just go. Just go home, because I think this is another issue. Ari is not happy here. She's not. Now, y'all know how I feel about Benyon's family. I think they are way too involved, and they are doing the most. They have way too much of an opinion about Ari and her baby. I am always team Ari when it comes to Benyon's family. And in this instance, I wasn't. Because she says because she says that Benyon's sister and her friend comes over to spend time with her. And Benyon sent them over there because she's been telling him that she's lonely, right? But she's lonely, and the company that she wants is him. But he can't be there with her because he's working all the time to make her happy. So he sends his sister and her friend over to spend time with her to make her happy, because she says that she's lonely. But then they get there and she's not happy with this company. So she's trying to make an issue, saying that the sister is jealous of her, or like wants to make her jealous, and like all of these scenarios that she's creating in her mind. And I'm like, I don't see this. Now, I'm not going to be defending them sisters, because I feel like the sisters, like I said before, is doing too much. But what she was saying, I'm like, girl, I don't see this. I think they were just actually doing what he asked them to do to make you feel comfortable and safe. I didn't see anything wrong with that. But here's the thing. If you want your alone time and you're fine with being alone until Benyon gets home, communicate that. Say that. I don't think anybody would have thought it was rude if you were just like, oh, you know what, this isn't a good day for me to have company. I want to take a nap, and I'll probably, Benyon will probably wake up when he Benyon will probably wake me up when he comes home. Thank you so much for, just stopping by to check on me. I'm good, girl. I really, really am good. Okay, bye. Like that's your home. You can make that call. You don't have to sit there and be in this awkward, space in your own home. And I get it, because those two, Benyon's sister and her friend, Her friend, they were dry as hell. I hate having conversations with dry people. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. Y'all know I deal with anxiety. My anxiety be like it just be through the roof because I'm trying to like make this conversation happen because I don't like this dead space. I mean, I've asked you your favorite color. I've asked you about your family. I've asked you about high school. I asked you about college. What's your favorite movie? Who's your favorite actor? What did you do this weekend? What did you do the next weekend? What did you do for the whole year? I'm trying to have this conversation because this dead space is uncomfortable and dry people. What did you do? Like, you're having a conversation with them. So what did you do last week? Slept. You. Oh, okay. Um, you watch anything interesting or any fun movies that you watch? No, not really. Kill me now. I can't do it. I can't not be the only person holding a conversation. I hate it. I hate, like I told you already. I hate arriving early to events when it's not going on. I like to come in when the event is jumping and I can, make a grand entrance and I can make a grand entrance and a silent exit. I love doing stuff like that. When you come there and you're the only one and you're just sitting waiting. I done scrolled through every damn thing in my phone. I've answered every message. How many times am I checking Twitter and Instagram and nobody's here? I'm uncomfortable. I hate that. But what I hate even more, having a conversation with a dry person. I can't do it. I cannot do it. So I get Ari. I really, really do. But my thing is, you have to communicate that. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. She doesn't say it and then she just gets nasty when she finally communicates it. So at that point, nobody can receive you because you're coming off so nasty. So they're in a place of defense. So they can't hear what you're saying because they're being blocked by the defense because you finally said what you've been dealing with, but you said it in a way where it's just like, oh, so you want to fight? Because this is what I'm getting from you because you're giving me head. You snap, not head. I gotta get out of this house, but you're giving me all this neck. You're doing this. You're talking this way. You're threatening taking the baby, and I can't hear you because I'm sitting on 10 now. But if you say, oh, I just don't feel like having company today, nobody can get mad at you. That's your home. You just had a freaking baby. It's okay, but she doesn't say it. That's my issue with her. She does not say how she feels. And then when she finally says it, she says it in a way where it's like you're the bad person because you didn't know this was going on with her. Uh-uh. I'm a human being as well. You know what I mean? I'm not a psychic. I can't read you. I don't know. I don't know what's going on until you communicate it. She had every right to say that she did not, feel like company. And that was fine, but she didn't do it. So you sat there and you got mad and you started making all these scenarios about the sister, trying to make you jealous and all. Girl, she's not trying to make you jealous. She don't like you because she wants that baby to be Christian. Okay? That's the real deal. But it's not like she wants to make you jealous because then she'll know that if you get jealous, you'll get up and take the baby. Everybody's on pins and needles with Ari because of the baby. And I don't like that because she makes that environment that way where people are fearful that if they piss her off, she'll leave and they won't be able to see their nephew. And they have to deal with their brother who's dealing with another child being taken away from him because he's been messy. Kurt Bingen and his first son, I'm not saying that it's not that I don't feel bad for him, right? But he made that situation happen. He'll probably make it happen again. At this point, he hasn't done anything that, we have proof that he's doing something. And I think he's really trying his best to make her happy. And I think Ari knows that. I really, really do. And I think everybody's on pins and needles with her because they don't know if she's going to, up and leave with the child. And that ain't cool, Ari. That ain't cool. We talked about the messages. Oh, before we get it, you know what? I'll save this for later. Let's get into our parents real quick. First of all, Ari's parents finally get here. While her and Binion are driving in the car, Binion tells her that he has to work. and she gets mad at him. And I get that, right? I totally understand where it's just like my parents are coming. I'm excited, they're coming, and I'm excited that they're going to see us together as parents because that's really important for her. She wants her father to see that he's taking good care of her, and she wants her dad to like him because I think the next step for this couple is marriage. So she really wanted him to make a good first impression. Absolutely understand that, but I also get him not wanting to tell you that he has to work because of how you have been acting when he tells you that. So he probably was afraid because he didn't want to piss you off. So I think he felt like the best way to tell you is on your way to meet your parents because you won't keep that attitude throughout the day and torment him for the rest of the week. So he did something slick and was just like, what, let me tell her now because I know, she'll be wrapped up by the time we get to meet her parents because she just, she'll probably let that go so that we can have a good time. Well, you don't know your baby mama because she held on to that. And as soon as she saw her parents, he's, not, being honest about his schedule. Girl, your parents just got here. And they really take a lot in with no reaction because they're watching Ari and Binyan get into it. And they're just like, yeah. I'll tell you one thing, them parents are not not Tim's mother, because they did not get involved in that whatsoever. The mom, I think she's just a chill chick, right? The father, he was so enamored with his grandson. Guys, he held him and he never took his eyes off that baby. That was so beautiful to see. As soon as his grandson was in his arms, he just looked at him in awe. Beautiful. Before we move on, we got a super chat from Carol Tilly. Carol T, where you been, girl? I'm glad you're here. Carol said, I finally made it live. You are hilarious. Go Biden. Yes. Thank you for the super chat, Carol. Ari looks like both her parents. You know what? Yeah, she looks like both of them because you know what? Sometimes you see someone and then you see their parents and you're just like, oh, you got not all your looks, but you look more like your mom. I can see, a bit of you and your father. Ariella is like the perfect percent of her parents. 50% mom, 50% dad, and like features. Because from here to here is her mom. This right here is her mom. This, the head to the nose is her dad. It's like God cut off, took this part from her mom and this part from her dad and was like, Ari, that is Ari. I could see so much of her in both of them. They seem to really, really love their child, but I think they've been here so many times with her. They just take everything that she does in ease because even this little dust up with Ari and Binyan, they were like, okay, well, we're going to go check in. Because we're in Ethiopia, baby. We're here to see you, Benny, and the baby, but we're also on vacation. So we're going to have some time. We're going to jump up and down on each other in this hotel room, and then we're going to do some touring. You know what I mean? They are going to have a good time. And Ari thinks she's going to spend all her time with her parents. I don't think so. I think they planned some stuff for them to do without Ari, Benny, or their baby. Maybe not the dad. I feel like the dad is a kind of grandpa who's going to get, I don't know what it's called because I'm not a parent, but that baby holder, you know what I mean? That baby backpack. Sorry, moms. I feel like he would be the granddad that would get a baby backpack and just walk around with that baby, just staring at him. It was so beautiful to see how he reacted to that baby. Oh, so who looks like Binyan? I don't see, now I see Ari and her son because I saw her Instagram. In the beginning, that is Binyan's baby, who was really, really good. Have we heard him cry? I think the only time we heard the baby cry was during his circumcision. After that, he's like not much of a fuss. Well, Ariella always got her titty in his mouth though. Soon as that baby wake up, she's like, like let the baby breathe. Let him explore the world. She don't let him go nowhere without that titty in his mouth. Child. You know what? It's probably because that relaxes her. I think she really, really enjoys breastfeeding. My cousin was like that. Even though she breastfed to an age where I was just like, "Hmm, I don't know if I have to call CPS, but I'm not a parent, so I did the same thing. I minded my business, but it was still like, God, he's speaking in full sentences. At this point, he has a social security. I'm sorry. Let me move on. I already talked about this, but I don't think I touched on it enough. I also feel like Ari is missing home, and I think she's very frustrated. So I don't think that there's anything that Binion can do at this point that will please her. Because I feel like the same way I felt like with Devin, I feel like she's kind of looking for a way out. I think she does love him. She cares for him, but she's just not happy here. And I think she wants a really good reason to leave. And Binion cheating is it. It really, really is. So I think that's going to be her mission, to find out if he's being faithful to her or not. Because when she finds out that he is, I think for her, she's going to be like, that's all I needed. I'm getting the hell out of here. So yeah, that's where I feel like where she's at. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about before I move on to Devin and Jihoon. Oh shoot, they didn't already left me. I'm like looking at the time. The American women on this show, the men don't do this because they are the providers, but the American women on this show get pregnant, like start relationships, marry, have children with men from not poorer countries, but from some of the poorest areas in their countries. And they're expecting these men who can barely get clean water to put them up in these nice palatial homes and provide for them and their children that they have together as if they were living in America. And I just don't understand it. They're completely delusional because you want them to provide, but you don't want them to work. They've never made enough money on their own to take care of themselves, but you like magically want them to provide for you like they're Jeff Bezos. It doesn't, I don't understand how they can logically come to this conclusion. It just really doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't know if there's been any woman on this show who has, specifically the other way, who has been with the man that comes from money. I don't think any of them have. And their biggest thing is provision. And I'm just like, you see where he lives. You see what's going on in his town, where he's from. How are you? It just doesn't make sense. They all are expecting this lifestyle that, to be honest, they don't even have in America. It just, I don't know how they expect it. I feel like the men know what's up because they are specifically searching out women in destitute situations so that they can have power over them. These women are finding men in destitute situations and saying, okay, well, I want to be with you. Oops, I'm pregnant. You have to take care of me. This man is just like, sweetie, I live in a shack. I don't have a toilet. What are you talking about? I knocked you up because I thought you were going to take care of me. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. It's so weird because I was thinking about all the couples on this show and I'm like, yes, these American women are having sex with men from the poorest places in their countries, getting pregnant and wanting them to provide for them. Devin, if you had to pay for the hotel for Jihoon, for you and Jihoon to have sex, why wasn't that, like a red flag? Why didn't you say to yourself, you know what? If I got to pay for this hotel, I don't need this penis that much. Because I just don't understand how you're still, how thick juices are flowing for broke men. I don't get it. Not me. And I'm not shading men who can't, who don't come from money. I don't come from money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, as for me in my vagina, you got to have a nice coin for me to get excited. Because I know that, if something happened, Me and a baby good. I can't be, in a situation getting intimate with you and just be like, oh my gosh, please. Lord, don't let this condom break. Please. I'm going to be in a situation. Get out. No, not me. Not me. I can't. I can't. We got a super chat, another super chat from Carol. Carol said, this is my super chat for your Love After Lockup Live. You had me rolling. Love your reviews. Thank you so much, Carol. If you haven't watched my live from Love After Lockup, please do. We were having such a good time. The Bachelorette and Love After Lockup, those have been my two most favorite lives that I've done. The last Bachelorette, because we had such a good time. I was cracking up in that live with you guys. So make sure you check those out. But yeah, that was just very weird to me. Very, very weird to me. Like, you knew what it was when you slept with him. Why are you thinking now that you're trying to make a relationship with this man that things are going to change magically? You're the breadwinner. Anyway, let's move on to Devin and Jihoon. So this was a very sad episode for this couple because you could feel their pain. Before anything was even said, I didn't know what happened. But before anything was even said, you could feel the pain. So Devin, her and Jihoon got pregnant and she lost a child. So she, as anyone would be, was very, broken about it and just beat down. And Jihoon was being a really good guy, really great husband to her. And I love that from him because we don't get to see that, right? So I just really love seeing that from this couple. And when he made her the seaweed soup and he was like, this will help make you strong. And, they were sitting on their marital bed talking about, the loss of their child while Jihoon was holding and taking care of little Targaryen, who is so beautiful. That baby with those rosy red cheeks. He's just such a happy child. I love this family. Now, child, it took me a minute to get here with them, didn't it? Because they both were getting on my nerves. But this was a really beautiful and real moment. I love that they kept this in because this is what happens to a lot of women, to a lot of couples. So I didn't love what happened, but I just love being able to see this couple in a way that we're not used to seeing them, because we're normally seeing them at odds because that's, it's an entertainment show. They have to entertain us with some kind of drama. But this was a beautiful moment. What was even more beautiful was the fact that Jihoon's mom, was really caring for Devin and reaching out to her and getting her out of the house, because that's what she did. Like, this whole taking her to the museum, Devin don't want to go to the museum. I don't think she's ever mentioned anything about the museum. I just feel like Jihoon's mom wanted her to not sit in that sadness in the home. So I think she just wanted her to get out and have a good time. And she actually did. And I love this moment with them because we don't get to see that either. And even with the translator, the translator, I told you that translator is messy, but they knew that this was a sweet moment that the both of these women needed. So for some reason, this translator that Devin has, this little gigapet that she has, for some reason, it decided to work today at this moment. And they were able to communicate with each other. And the mother, just those beautiful words that she said to Devin, and how, when they left that museum, they both left knowing that they were both communicating and knowing that they were going to work on, making a better relationship with each other and for this family. Honestly, I'm not used to this. Mom? Honestly, I'm not used to this, but coming from this couple, so that's why I guess it was so heartwarming to me. But I'm glad that we were able to see it. I really, really am, because it just shows you, although, I know a lot of this drama is fake and over exaggerated for entertainment, I felt like this was a very real side of this family. And I honestly said, okay, I can see Devin. I can see what she saw in Jihoon to want to marry him and make this relationship work. I can see why, she would stay in this situation for as long as she did, because she even voiced in the sit down with Jihoon's mom that the mother and the husband, her mother-in-law and father-in-law, really helped her when she was, deal with this, and just really being there for her. So okay, all right, love you. Drive safe. So I don't know. I just enjoyed that because we don't get to see that, and it was just a really, really, really beautiful moment with them two in that museum. And just listen, every woman wants that situation. Every woman wants to get along with her mother-in-law. You don't want to be fighting with that woman because that woman is the matriarch of that family, and she can make your life a living hell. So seeing them at least make a truce and let everything go and really come together as women. Because I think that's another thing. I think Jihoon's mama probably experienced the same thing and knew where she was at when that happened to her and used, her growth from that moment to uplift another woman. I thoroughly enjoyed Devin and Jihoon this episode. It never happens. It never happens, but a lot of stuff that never happens happened this week. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Tim and Melissa. I never want to take a check out of another woman's hands, but I would be okay if they don't come back. Watching paint dry. This couple watching paint dry. So Tim's mama and her aunt, that strong butch aunt, they come, I said her, and his aunt come to visit him, and Melissa is there. While they're there, they hug or whatever, they do their niceties. And then Melissa's just like, well, I'm actually going to let you guys go and get rest up or whatever. I'm going to go back home because I'm not going to stay here so that you guys can have the space, and not be so crowded in here. I'm going to go stay with my parents. Now, listen. Of course, she did not want to be around Tim's mother because the last time she was around that woman, they got into a little disagreement. Makes sense. But I also agreed with her. You know what I mean? That place does not seem big. It seemed really tight in there where they were sitting in that living room trying to have a conversation. I think it was nice of her to be like, I'm going to leave so that you guys can have this space. Now, if they were in a better, space in their relationship, of course she probably would have stayed. That place still would have been tight. Tim is 9 feet tall. The mother and the aunt are butch as hell. It was a tight situation. So I also think it was good that she just let them have, some room to kick around and, bear it up in the living room. That was a smart move. Because I think that situation, them being so tight and enclosed and having, unresolved issues, I think it just would have made that trip really, really difficult. So anyway, the next day, before we get there, that messy aunt, she knew exactly what she was doing. So when Melissa leaves, the aunt, so why you think she left? Girl, go back home. Go back home. Go back home to that truck that you live in and stop coming here and making some mess because your sister was wrong. And you seem like you that sister that when your sister do something wrong, she calls you and you back her up in that foolishness and make her the victim. You shouldn't have came because you're messy. Because as soon as Melissa leaves, you make that comment knowing good and well you and your sister dragged her on that plane ride to Colombia. I wasn't here for that, auntie. I wasn't here for that, auntie. So I was really glad that Tim, Melissa, and his mother were out, exploring Colombia and not that messy aunt. Because I think she would have not allowed the situation that transpired to happen so peacefully if her messy self was there. So while they're out exploring Colombia, they sit down, they get some drinks. It's awkward. It's awkward because the last time they saw each other, she threatened to call the police on Melissa. So they're like dancing around the topic, and then they finally talk about it because Tim is just like, basically, he's just like, let's fix this, because this is, if we want this, me and Melissa want this relationship to work, this relationship has to work. So I'm glad that he did that. You know what? This episode was a lot of surprises for me because I was Team Tim this episode because he said in his confessional, my mom wants Melissa to act like nothing happened. And he was just like, I think it's really unfair for her to think that Melisa will be cool with you when the last time you talked to her, you threatened to call the police on her. Where the hell has this guy been? Now I can see why she stayed with your little Yogi Bear behind. I can get it now. I didn't understand any other time, but I'm like, where was this guy? I'm glad you said it to us. I hope you say it to your mama, but this is who you need to be. Men, listen. Mama's boys especially. When you date a woman or you become in a relationship, in a marriage with the woman, relationship or a marriage, anything that's like long-term, permanent, this is my partner. You got to come from up under your mother. You got to stop suppling on the titty and start suppling on your girl's titty. Because if you stay here, just suppling on the mama, you make it very difficult for the woman that you should be suppling on. Because this is your life partner right here. You and the mama, not her. So you're creating all this conflict because you're everything that she says, everything, how she wants to orchestrate this relationship and then this relationship, it's her word. You have to show your woman that you got her back. Because at the end of the day, you leave your family and you become your own. You're still a part of your family. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, when I say leave, like you move out, you start a new life. You start to make your own family. You are a separate entity, still connected to your family. But this relationship is very sacred to you as well. And you want to protect that. If you and your family it's like in this relationship, they have comments about this, they can change the course of it. What woman wants to be in that kind of relationship? Like, yes, when I marry you or when I, put myself in a long-term relationship with you, yes, your family becomes my family. My family becomes your family. But the family that me and you make together, that's the most important family in your life, because this is something that we have both created. So if you're not protecting her from your mom, if you're letting your mom cuss her out, if you're letting your mom, call the police on this woman who under this administration at the time was probably freaking out because everybody at that time was just being picked up off the street by ICE. You can be an American citizen. You can have lived here. You could have immigrated here for 60 years. Nobody was safe. Even black Americans who was forcefully brought here, even we were getting picked up. So it was a nightmare of a time. So to threaten that woman with that, knowing good and well that she could have been picked up by ICE and currently rotting in an ICE detention center, like she threw that out there, knowing that it was a weapon that will impact that woman. She didn't know it would cut so deep because now she's in a situation where her and her son are a little rocky because of what she did. So I love that Tim said that. I kind of now wish that he would have said it to his mother in front of Melisa. That would have made a world of a difference. But I'm just glad that he got that he wasn't like defending his mother's behavior. He called it out in a confessional, but at least he recognizes it, like he's not going to be like, well, my mom was feeling attacked. No, you cheated on Melisa. She was feeling some sort of way about it. And your mother jumped in to protect her baby. Now, I agree with the mom. She was just like, I was there. I felt uncomfortable being there. So, and I just said something because, this woman is cussing out her son. What mother is not going to feel some sort of way? But at the end of the day, if you know that your son is trash, sometimes you got to shut your mouth and let him get cussed out. Sometimes you got to shut your mouth and let your son get jumped because he got to learn. But I did like the fact that he was aware and he was very clear with it. So I'm like, he gets it. He knows what this situation is. And I think because of that, his mother knew that she had to fix this situation. She still didn't apologize, but she was just like, oh, I can't wait for the grandbabies. She don't want no grandkids with you. Please believe it. Please believe it. But, she was trying to, in her own way, fix the relationship with Melisa because I do believe Tim spoke to her. And I do believe that she knows that it's important that those two work out. I don't know if they will. I really, really don't know if they will. But this was another good side to see of a relationship that has been tumultuous, problematic since we met them. Um, but I think for that to be fixed, the mother really has to call it out and identify what the issue was, because I don't think that she was doing that. She was saying, oh, that moment that we had, that little awkward moment. There is nothing awkward about calling the police on me. There's nothing awkward about that. Like, it's violence. It's absolute violence, what you threaten to do. It's violence. So how Melisa feels about you, she has every right to feel that way. Every right to feel that way. So having said that, I'm still glad that some ground was made. This was a really good episode for me, for seeing these couples in a healthy, positive place, moving along in a way that is natural and understandable. A lot of times things are magnified. Like I said, the show is entertainment, so I get that. But I was just really glad to see a different side that wasn't so emotionally exhausted. Because these couples can weigh on you. They can weigh on you mentally, spiritually. Like, it's a lot watching them every episode when they're in complete chaos. So it was nice to at least see the calm before the storm. Now, if you were just here for the review, let me tell you something, baby. The review ends right now. Let's chit chat. Because when you say you love me, it doesn't matter. It goes into my brain as just chit chatter. Let's talk. Out of nowhere, my phone starts blowing up. I don't know. Child, hold on. Is this something that I have to? Oh, my baby sister's here. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't say, but she got some really good news. Congrats. And she's on her way home. Oh, I'm so proud of her. But yeah, let's chat. Oh, wait, hold on. Grand show. Target all day. Don't worry, Coosy girly. Coos girly. I'm going to put this up. I finally found. What? I finally found them. Guys, I'm just trying to catch your comments. Hey, thank you, Angie. The Nicholas Express. Hey, did you ever check out the Johannesburg's episodes? No. Nicholas, I haven't. I've been, still in my election high, but I do plan on watching it. Thank you so much. Nicholas sent me the ways to watch The Real Housewives of Johannesburg. And y'all know I've been wanting to see that for a very long time, but I couldn't find it. So he sent me a way to watch it. So as soon as I have some time, I will check it out. Oh, Anika, I love MC Light. Missy, I am drinking this. It's called, I had to drink the whole thing. It's called Cold Pressed Ghost 7-Eleven. It's a 7-Eleven drink. 7-Eleven Go Smart Cold Organic Pressed Juice, clean and green. Guys, I never thought 7-Eleven would have something like this, but it's delicious. It's kale, cucumber, apple, spinach, mint, celery, lime, and parsley. It tastes so good, and it's 100% natural. 100. The ingredients: kale juice, cucumber juice, apple juice, spinach juice, mint, celery juice, lime juice, parsley juice. All natural. It's the best thing ever. This is like I told you guys, I've been, changing my eating habits because even before the election, I just knew that I wasn't being good to my body. I really, really wasn't. And I just decided to, just make some changes for the better because um, I knew that I needed to get healthy all around the board. But because, you get caught up in your emotions, sometimes feeling down is overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And you really, it takes you a while to get back up. I am not ashamed that it took me a while to get back up, but I'm up. But I'm up and I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. So I've been drinking stuff like this. I've been, drinking a lot of water. I have a juicer. I make a lot of my own juices at home. But I was, in them streets, so I had to get this. But I highly recommend this juice from 7-Eleven. It's so perfect. But yeah, so I've been doing that, and so this really helps me. Really, really fills you up. For me, it's not a meal replacement, but it's good to have in between meals. Hey, Alex. Jesse Lee. I was in Abu Dhabi with a dress on that stopped at my knee, and folks stared at me everywhere. I was maxi dressed down the rest of the time. She said, Brittany is playing. Oh, you know what, Miss Gigi? I'll post the links that Nicholas sent me. I posted it in the description box so you guys can watch it too. And maybe if we all watch it together, I'll review it. I try, Anika. It's so good. I'm trying not to drink the whole thing because it's so good. And they always have a sale. They always have a sale on this drink. It's like 2 for $4. Baby, I stocks up. Angie Brooks, Ariella is a spoiled brat. If she was okay with her man playing butt bongos when she was pregnant, then she can't say anything now. You're right, Angie. And I also think this is why I don't feel like this is real. How did you not know? How were you dating him and sleep? And you're at the point where you're now being intimate with this man. Excuse me. How did you not know about his job? You were having sex with him and you've never been to his job. Not saying that you gotta go to every man's job that you sleep with, but I'm like, if you're dating this man and he's a dancer at a club, I feel like that's something you would go to. For me, I just did not believe that this is the first time she saw him playing butt bongos. I just felt like she was trying to make it a big deal in front of her mother, because it doesn't make sense that if Binion has that kind of job and you both are now at the place where you are being intimate with each other, that you wouldn't come to the job. It just doesn't make sense. Graciela said about my drink, she was just like, ooh, ew, my son would drink something like that. I need Dr. Pepper. I need to change that. Graciela, that soda is not good. Is not good for you. I am very sure that everybody here did that experiment in 3rd grade where the teacher, you know what? I just thought about that. Every 3rd grade science class, every American child did that experiment where you put a human tooth and a cup of Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, any kind of soda, and you would leave it there for 3 days, and when you took the tooth out, it was gummy. I just thought about the fact that my teacher did an experiment, and it was a child's tooth, because she wanted to show us what happens to our teeth when we drink soda. As an adult, I'm just thinking about this. Where'd she get that child tooth from? I'm just thinking about, was that a dead child's tooth that we were all touching to feel the gumminess? Where did she get that child tooth from? How do you get children's teeth? Why did they let her do that? Oh my gosh, was my 3rd grade teacher a serial killer of children? That was such a weird, sick thing to do. It was very informative, It helped me because I got super healthy. I didn't drink soda at all, no kind of soda. And that would piss my mom off. Because she was like, oh, I don't got all this time to be buying you all this money to buy you bottled water. Because you can't drink the faucet water in Philly. Don't do it. Not that school kill punch. But I remember my mom being very upset that I want expensive juices. She was like, cranberry juice. Get a soda. And I'm like, I don't drink soda anymore. Ooh, that was a piece of work as a kid. You're welcome, Miss Gigi. Hey, gullible girl. Coos Girly said, I hate the way Tim's mom talks and calls it an awkward moment. Calling the cops on a Colombian woman come on, Coos Girly, on a Colombian woman on a visa is not an awkward moment. Please take some accountability. Violence. What she did was pure violence, uncalled for and unnecessary. Because you, right along with Melissa, should have been screaming at your son. Because according to everybody that we meet concerning this story, everybody says that Melissa is the best thing that ever happened to him. They can't believe that she gave him a shot. You should be running after her, trying to make her stay with your little Yogi Bear son. Oh, Misty, it really, really does. It really, really does. We're talking about the green drink. I finally found the wrong in you. Stevie Truez, absolutely. He's talking about Ariella. She had no business calling random numbers in his phone. No business. Like if I have to do that, I'm gonna just bounce. Because there's no trust. There's no trust. But he also made her like increased her, distrust of him with the delete and everything before he gave her the phone. Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Yeah, this is probably just a fun sexual relationship for her, Miss Gigi. And she got pregnant. Listen, that's okay. Things happen. Things happen, which is why I'm like, listen, if we're doing the forbidden dance, I got to make sure you have some money. I'm not going to be in this situation. I'm not going to be arguing over bathrooms with my man. Nope. I got to know. I couldn't even be comfortable. I could not even be comfortable with sleeping with a man who I know ain't got no money. I couldn't risk it. Now I flirt, you know what I mean? You may fill me up a bit if you fine, because y'all know I'm a working class hoe. I like a working class man, but I like a working class man with upper class 1% money. Period. But broke dudes be fine. It's just the truth. Poor men are gorgeous. I just feel like God is trying to balance everything out. You know what I mean? Because let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Wealthy people tend to ride hard on the eyes. Not God's best work. But them poor men, let's go. Okay. But I would flirt. I would, have a little filling up in an alley, right outside of the club. Something like that. And be like, I can't do no more. You are bad for me. No. You know what I mean? Do something like that. But putting your semen anywhere near my uterus, no, sir. You're not going to have me stressed out. No, sir. But if you Jeff Bezos, no, I'm on the pill. We don't need a condom. Oh my God, Jeff, guess what? Triplet. Toby Flinders has said somebody called Tim Hodor. I can see it. Hold door. Oh, Missy, you missed a science experiment? And I cannot be the only one whose teacher put a child's tooth in Pepsi and let it sit there for 3 days so we can see what happens to to children's teeth when they drink soda. Graciela, she was single with no children. I don't know where she got that tooth from. I'm telling you, when I get off of this live with you, I'm looking her up. I'm looking her up just to make sure she's not in prison. Hey, Alex, glad you're here. A gullible girl. A gullible girl said, I'm hooked on ginger ale. Mama, listen, me too. Me too. I'm black. You know, we're black. We were raised off of ginger ale. Ginger ale is like medicine for us. You know what I mean? Like anything. Cuts, colds, COVID, ginger ale. Ginger ale. Like right when the pandemic happened, my mom bought all of this ginger ale bowl. She didn't get any more because our throats couldn't take it. We were like burning the insides of our bodies. But she was like, we're going to burn that COVID out of you. So I was drinking so much ginger ale and ginger ale bowl, so much of it that my arms, I don't know about you guys, but when I have too much sugar or salt right here, my arms start like feeling just they feel like they're about to explode. It's I hate that feeling. That happens to my arms with salt, with sodium, sugar, and caffeine. So I try to stay away from them as much as I can. What I've done is I've invested in a soda streamer. So this is what I do. I take fresh garlic. You can either crush it like I do, or sometimes I just throw it in a little bit of the soda stream water, and I throw it in with maple syrup or honey, and I put it in a really fine blender. So I have a Nova A60 blender, and I got that like on Cyber Monday. So it was like over $100. I got it for $40. It's a great blender. Not quite a Vitamix, but it's doing what it needs to do. So I blend all of that together. And then after I pulse it, and then I pour the water from I pour the mixture from my blender into the soda streamer, but I use a really fine strainer to make sure it catches all of the ginger pieces so that it doesn't clog my streamer. And then I put it in the soda streamer, and I have natural ginger ale. Now, I will say this, be very careful with how much ginger you put into this drink, because it's going to get spicy. So, I will start with a little bit of ginger every time you try to do it if you have a soda streamer. If you don't, I think you can make the same thing. It'll just be like a ginger drink. You know what I mean? It'll be like a ginger lemonade if you want to throw some lemon in there. But it'll be the same thing. It won't quite taste like ginger ale because it has high fructose in it. So it's not like sugar. It's a different kind of manufactured sugar that has been put in the soda so that it could have a really long shelf life. So that's what gives it a different flavor. It'll taste like if anybody that has ever had a natural, like a Mexican Coke, it'll taste like that. It'll taste like you can taste everything in it, and it's not an artificial taste. So if you want to do something like that to break out a ginger ale, great idea. Great idea. I make so much of that stuff. It's so delicious. So delicious. CD, dead bodies, dead children. My teacher was probably taking the teeth out from dead children. Yes, Missy, who has a random child's tooth laying around? And as a kid, I was just like, oh, wow. Now as an adult, I'm like, they were giving us dead children's teeth for an experiment. That's why on my license, am I a donor? Absolutely not. Nope. I do have, like if I'm just never coming back, you know what I mean? And they don't know that I'm a donor. So they'll just be like, oh, we called it. Yeah, she's going to move on. My mom will be like, you know what? She's not going to dedicate her whole body to science, but you can take some parts because she's not going to use them. She did. I want to let my mom, give up some things from these, not my eyes, because I feel like if God called me back, you know what I mean? I'm Christian. We all think we're coming back in our bodies. I want to have my eyes. I want to have my eyes. This is why I'm doing separate lives, because here we are. We're talking about child cadavers. We started off with Brittany and Yazan. Now we're at child cadavers. We have to have separate lives. Yeah, Miss Gigi, it was a real tooth because she passed it around. Like we saw the real tooth, but she wanted all of us to feel the real tooth because the texture was going to be different in 72 hours. So we were all like, oh, wow, we're kids. We're thinking holding the tooth of a dead child is cool. And then you get good and grown and you're just like, oh, my teacher was sick. Sick in the head. Yes, it's Kim. I did the Mentos with the soda too. Did you guys do Pepto Bismol and baking soda? Did y'all do that experiment, the volcano experiment? Oh, everybody missed that. Maybe it was a Philly thing. Because all of my friends, we always talk about that. We talk about that experiment, the Mentos experiment, Pepto Bismol, and baking soda. All of those experiments. Missy B2, I'm still trying to find what Melissa sees in Tim. How did Tim get her? Like I said before in our other lives, he's a white American man, and that is that's an image, like an idea of a man that a lot of people flock to because of the privilege that comes with that. Like they might not have money, but they have certain privileges and access into different tiers of professionalism, financial opportunities, and the United States of America. So I'm thinking that's what it was like. Probably wasn't the best character for her, but this man pursued her, and she's just like, well, I'm gonna have a better life in America with him. You know what I mean? I think if Tim was Tyrone, she probably still would have been with him, but it would have took some time. Coos Gurley, it's still very unclear how they met. It's very, very unclear how they met. And I think it's unclear because I think that they were a one night stand. And I think, with the women on the show, they try to make it seem like they were in this love relationship that was, a hot young love relationship that started off, really fiery, and, they were in so much love, they weren't really thinking about protection. Then say it was a one night stand. Like the relationship would make so much sense to everybody watching if they're just like, listen, I saw him over at the bar. I thought he was cute. We was having little drinks, having a good time. I'm grown. He's grown. We went back to my place because he's homeless. We went back to my place and we had a good time. Within a couple of days, I was vomiting and I took a test and I, realized that I was pregnant. So I went down, to the place where he sleeps out at, the homeless encampment where I found him. And I let him know that I'm pregnant and I want to make this relationship work. You're not alone in that. There are a lot of women who have taken men off the streets and made them a husband. Okay. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but you can turn a homeless man into a husband. You didn't do Pepto either. Oh, we didn't do because I guess my teacher wanted the aesthetic of the pink, popping out of the volcano. No teeth, no teeth soda, and no Pepto Bismol and baking soda. Wow. Maybe that's just a Philly thing. Ryan says the teeth were maybe donated from your teacher's friend with kids when they play Tooth Fairy. I love how you guys are working so hard to not make this woman a serial killer, and I'm dead set on this woman being the witch from Hansel and Gretel. Oh, Tabby is sending love from Hawaii. I'm so jealous. I know it's so beautiful there. I can't wait to go. Invisible hiccup. You listen. These conversations, our conversations are all over the place. Hey Tabby, welcome. Anika T said Canada Dry has a sugar-free packet that you add to water. Wow! I added to sparkling water. It's delish. And as a parent, there are plenty of teeth around here. They fall out. My son is 10. And Anika T, where do you live? I have never seen a Canada Dry packet. Oh, Toby, yeah. When I was talking about my natural ginger ale soda, Toby said that sounds like it would make a yummy Moscow Mule. Do it. I've actually added mint and rosemary sometimes to the drink, and I would let it sit, overnight. I'm in the fridge, crispy and delicious. Oh God, Anika, I said garlic. I hope you guys all know I meant ginger. Jesus, the heartburn. It's really good, but you just have to make sure you put in what you can take. Hey, check yourself. Are you serious, Misty? I need to sue Canada Dry too. Oh, Angie. Angie Brooks said, no shame if you have to take the bus, but not me. Girl, listen, I hate public transportation. I'm from Philly. All I did was buses and trains. That's just how we get around. I went from Philadelphia to New York, buses and trains. Didn't get my license until I was 24 because I grew up on buses and trains, and I hate it. I just don't like being in. I don't like being in packed situations with a lot of people. Like it's just that's why I don't do concerts and stuff like that. I don't like it. I just hate it. I love being in my car, but for a lot of people, that's just a way. Not even like it's not even a not having enough money thing. In New York City, everybody takes the train. Everybody, because the traffic is so ridiculous. I used to see so many actors, like celebrities, news anchors, so many people from so many different walks of life on the train, especially on the train into Manhattan. Oh, really, Graciela? So we family. So many minorities, American minorities, are very similar in the things that we do concerning our culture. Really, really are. Because a lot of the things that we are doing are like minority American culture, and it's so shared. But I mean, have we like talked and discussed that to like I don't know because I don't know how the communities are talking for that to be like shared information, but it's like shared across the spectrum concerning American people of color. Kima said, Nikki, it was just your school. Oh wait, I missed something. Oh, Graciela, Ari definitely made the first move. Really, Angie? Did you see any throwback pictures of Tim? Because I don't think that Tim is unattractive. I think he's attractive. I'm not attracted to him, but I think he's attractive. He's a nice tall guy, um, cute smile. I think he just makes himself so goofy, and he doesn't have to. What did Tim look like before? Let us just know where I can find that picture. Missy B2 said 90 Day Fiance to dead children teeth. These lives are the best. Girl, all over the place. All over the place. Find your way back. Oh, hold on. Why did they hide this comment? They got ginger ale packets, sugar-free ginger ale packets in Delaware. Let me head on over to Delco. Y'all, our president is from Delco. Chow and the first lady is from Willow Grove. Baby. I don't want to be the one to say it, but the White House is about to get ghetto. The Nicholas Express. You know I'm going to review Little Women Atlanta. I didn't think it was coming back because of Miss Minnie's death. But if it's going to come back, I'm going to watch it. And honestly, from the because I was looking at the Instagram of all of the rest of the cast when Miss Minnie passed, and they all said the same thing. We had issues, but I love you and I miss you dearly. So especially the twins. So that to me meant that they were fighting with her on that season. Because so many people led with, I know we were having issues and I know we didn't see eye to eye. I know we butted heads. When you say all that stuff, it's because when that person passed, you two were not on the same page. Like you two had already had a little bit of issues. So I don't know how entertaining it's going to be. I think it's going to be sad, more sad than anything else. But yeah, I'll watch and review, but I didn't think they were coming back. You know what needs to come back? Little Women Dallas. That show was good. Those Little Women, listen, they may be little, but their punch is mighty. They were always fighting. Like that epic fight with Rochelle and the whole cast. Top tier reality TV. Gracie Elliott, yes, true minority shared. Somehow you are right. Wow, I'm gonna do a study back in the day. That's why my mom was raised on a farm, on a small farm, close to a lot of the Black community. So she learned a lot of different ways. Yeah, like I've just noticed that, like you would seriously talk to your people of color friends, and just about their cultural customs, and you will find that you do the thing, the same thing from like holiday traditions to chastisement. Like we share a lot of similarities. Yeah, Ryan, that's what I was told. That Little Woman Atlanta was coming back, but I don't know about LA. If y'all got the tea on LA, let a sister know. Takoila, hey sis. Takoila said, when I was 18, there was a guy who looks like John B, by the way. He was homeless adjacent. He moved he moved in with me for a few years until the marshal came and got him for a warrant to send him back to Texas. He was fine, wasn't he? He was fine, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. The Nicholas Express said, I hope they show the physical fight between Abira and the twins. Oh, this season about to be popping. Nicholas says Miss Minnie is irreplaceable, but if they bring back the show for another season after this upcoming one, then they need to bring on Rochelle from Dallas and the Drummond twins. Yes, that would be an epic season. I know, Missy B2, I'm going to be using that. Homeless adjacent. And you know why she said homeless adjacent? Because that man was fine. That man was fine. Listen, I'm telling you, working class men, beautiful. Working class and poor men, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Did you guys see there was a I forget what he calls himself, but he's a I think he's a pastor. No, he's a former addict who became really devout, and now he gives out. He does transformations on homeless people down in the Venice Beach area, and every man that he did a transformation on, can I tell you, women were holding it up in the comment section on Facebook. They was like, "Do he need a place to stay?" Like, those men were beautiful. I'm telling you, God don't give you everything. Listen, uh, if God gonna give you wealth, if he knows that you're gonna come into a family of generational wealth, he's gonna be like, well, listen, you're just gonna have to look like Widget the World Watcher. Listen, make me working class. I don't want to look like them 1% people. Whew, just science experiments. Oh, Rosa Parks campus in Harlem. Oh wow, Angie, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, Josie, I stopped watching Little Woman LA. It wasn't interesting anymore. Oh, hold on. I think I might have to wrap it up. Oh yeah. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here, family. Gotta go pick somebody up. Nicholas left cheek and right cheek aren't friends anymore. Oh wow. Josie, Little Woman, Dallas had low ratings. Not with me. Oh, Takola said John B. John B. White boy with a country accent, and he was a gentleman. My best friend ended up moving to Texas so that I'll be closer to him. Ah! Oh gosh, them working class men. Trouble. Trouble. But my phone is blowing up because I got to get out of here, guys. But I will see you all tomorrow for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I think I don't know what I put in my thing, but I think I get out at not get out. I think that live will start at 12 or 2. 12 or 2. But yeah, I'll be here tomorrow for that. I heard that episode. That episode was hot. I heard there was a lot going on in that when y'all told me about the Portuguese men. So I'm going to check that out, and I'm about to watch when I get back. I'll watch that, and then I'll be ready for the live tomorrow. But thank you guys for spending your time with me. I so totally appreciate it. But just know that going forward, the channel is going to look a little different, so that we can have these separate chats, and because it helps me get to know you guys. It helps you guys get to know me a bit more. We just have fun. But we all want more time to talk about the subjects that has come up in the chat. So I want to give us that time because I enjoy this. Like y'all know me on here talking to y'all for like 4 hours, and it never feels like that because I'm having such a good time. Yes, and I'll see you all tomorrow. So thank you guys for spending your night with me. It's a new season. It's a new day. I'm so excited. Get some rest. See you tomorrow, family. Love you. Bye. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. The more you share my work, the bigger this channel grows, and I can spend more time here with you because it pays me better than my other job. Let's make that happen. Anyway, thank you for the 10K. I'll see you tomorrow. Love ya. Bye. Now I want to make some ginger ale. Child, do I have ginger?